The year was 170 AD. Marcus Aurelius received the most devastating news of his reign. Germanic tribes had smashed through Rome's defenses, crossed the Danube, and were now marching toward the heart of Italy. For the first time in 2 centuries, Rome's homeland itself was under threat. His generals demanded vengeance, mobilize every legion, burn their villages, crucify their leaders. But the Emperor of Rome did the unthinkable. He held back. While commanders raged for blood and advisors pressed for swift revenge, Marcus chose restraint over impulse. That same principle, the one that preserved an empire, is the reason your resets keep failing, because you try to conquer everything at once, instead of cutting back to what truly matters. Mark your presence below, sharpen the signal by subscribing, and keep watching, because the reset you've been missing begins now. Here's what Marcus did during those years of relentless war, something that reveals the true power of restraint. While generals plotted counterattacks, Marcus retreated to his quarters in Carnuntum and Sirmium. No councils, no decrees, just the emperor and parchment. He didn't draft strategies. He didn't record victories. He wrote only to himself, quiet reminders of who he wanted to be when the world was trying to make him something else. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. These words weren't for us. They weren't philosophy for history's sake. They were his nightly reset. A ritual to strip away noise, fear, rage, and return to his code. Night after night, through plague, invasion, and collapse, Marcus cut away distractions. His writing wasn't about capturing more thoughts. It was about clarifying which thoughts deserved to stay. So what did Marcus understand that most people don't? Resets don't come from adding more. They come from cutting away. Most think journaling or meditation is about gaining more insights, more awareness, more control. Marcus used them as weapons of subtraction. Write down a worry, and it stops echoing in your head. Sit in stillness, and the thought loses its grip. These practices don't add weight, they clear debris. Marcus called it performing surgery on his own mind. Every night he carved out what didn't serve him, rage at incompetent generals, frustration at endless problems, fear of death and failure. All of it cut away, so clarity could remain. This is why your resets fail. You pile on habits when you should be stripping away distractions. You chase discipline when mastery begins with less. Here's your code. Reset isn't about doing more. It's about cutting back. Every morning before you check your phone, before the chaos begins, create space. Write down the thoughts that clutter you, or sit in silence until they pass. It doesn't matter which tool you choose. What matters is subtraction. Marcus saved an empire not by adding more strategies, but by removing the noise that clouded his judgment. Your reset works the same way. Stop adding, start subtracting. Let restraint be your reset. And here's what the surface world never shows you. The architects flood your feed with resets that only add more noise. New hacks, new routines, new habits piled on until you collapse under the weight. They call it discipline, but it's control. Because if you're always chasing more, you never master less. And without mastery, you remain distracted, predictable, easy to control. Marcus Aurelius didn't live in comfort. He didn't chase noise. He stripped away everything that made him weak, and that's what made him unbreakable. So the choice is yours. Stay in the surface world, chasing endless resets, piling on habits that never last, drowning in distractions, or step into the shadows, where subtraction sharpens clarity and restraint forges strength. If you're ready to build that code into your own life, start with battle-tested wisdom. Inside are the warrior codes drawn from history's hardest trials, sharpened into principles you can live by today. Like this message, Leave your mark in the comments. Subscribe so you don't miss the next lesson they'll try to bury. Marcus chose restraint when the world demanded rage. That's how he reset an empire. Now it's your turn. Choose comfort or clarity, noise or discipline, surface world or whispered order.